What up, fam? It's been a while since I've done one of these Thrant vids, and today's topic of discussion is Coppa. No, it's not this particular Coppa. I'd actually be okay if it was this kind of Coppa that we're talking about, but nope. This Coppa is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and if you've asked me and a lot of other YouTubers on this platform, it is some old BS. Now, as news started to break about this new piece of legislation that will go into effect in January of 2020 and YouTube's controversial new rules regarding COPPA, I decided to actually read the act just to see what exactly was up with it. So I started reading, and for a piece of legislation written in legalese, I found it pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Most of it just outlines some pretty basic definitions, but one sentence in particular really stuck out to me. In section 2, which defines the term operator, an operator means any person who operates a website located on the internet or an online service and who collects or maintains personal information from or about the users of or visitors to such website or online service, or on whose behalf such information is collected or maintained, where such website or online service is operated for commercial purposes, including any person offering products or services for sale through that website or online service involving commerce. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I do have reading comprehension skills, and judging from the text, COPPA doesn't really apply to content creators at all. For one thing, content creators aren't harvesting personal info and metadata from anyone, be they adults or kids ages 13 and under. Also, as far as I know, content creators, both paid and unpaid by YouTube, aren't employees of Google YouTube, but are basically glorified contractors. We don't own or operate YouTube at all, so now, if being contractors isn't the case, if we're not contractors and we're labeled as something else, I'd love for someone in the comment section to clarify that for me so that I can have all the facts straight, because as far as I know, we're basically treated like contractors, similar to how Lyft and Uber treat their drivers. They're basically contractors. So I imagine it would be the same thing for YouTube. So anyway, this is why creators such as myself and many others are very upset about YouTube's new rules, which, like many other channels have mentioned, are unfairly targeting action figure toy review channels that cater to adult collectors by saying that they're aimed at kids when they're not. They're totally misdefining or generalizing our channel content, and that's really not fair. The taking down of your channel for those that violate the rules is bad enough, but it also adds insult to injury that you could be fined up to $42,530, and that scared some creators completely off the channel. This is beyond unfair, since parameters set by COPPA itself states that content creators aren't responsible. Obviously, YouTube is still harvesting personal data from everyone, and this new rule is forcing us to do the legwork of age restricting our own content under threat of channel termination and a hefty fine. So my question is this: is it the FTC fining us, or is it YouTube? We're not the ones collecting and selling user metadata from children, let alone adults, so the FTC can't actually fine us for any wrongdoing based on their own statutes. So is the fine coming from YouTube for violating its rules by not labeling videos for audiences 18 and older? I might actually find this answer if I read their own rules and guidelines on it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So maybe I'll do that at some point. I don't know, and the whole thing is stupid because it's not really going to stop kids from looking at vids that are aimed at adults anyway. I mean, remember back in the day when you were a kid and you wanted to go to a rated R movie with your friends, and the theater wouldn't actually allow you into the movie? I mean, this was like way back in the day when megaplexes actually cared and actually paid attention. But you had a workaround for it. You and your friends, you'd buy tickets to a PG movie that happened to be playing at the time, and then you would walk into the R movie instead. All kids need to do for YouTube to circumvent the age restricted content is just make up a dummy account, and in the area where you have to fill in your age, just fill in you're over 18, and now you have unrestricted access to all the age restricted content. And since the program, the algorithm will think that you're 18, they're going to harvest the metadata anyway so that they can do targeted ads towards the viewers. So, like I said, this whole thing is dumb. Once again, YouTube severely screwed over the backbone of their own platform in an effort to cover their own butts and those of companies that are paying all that sweet, sweet ad placement money. I never had a dog in this fight, honestly. I mean, this was just more of a hobby for me than a means to potentially make money. Not that I would have said no to that. I mean, if the opportunity knocked, I'd have totally answered that door. I'm just gonna keep it real. But none of my vids were ever monetized in the first place, and I never had any delusions of grandeur about being some internet personality or caking off doing toy reviews. I mean, if I really had wanted that, I would have done nothing but said good things about the toys I reviewed and tell viewers to just go out and buy all the toys. Or I'd have bitched and moaned to my subscribers about how they need to support my Patreon with more money so I don't have to pick up more hours at my 9-to-5 job just to maintain. When it's all said and done, though, the easiest and more sensible thing would be for YouTube to just stop collecting everyone's metadata. But you and I both know that ain't gonna happen. They want all that money from corporations that want to air ads on the platform, and the money YouTube can get from selling all that said metadata, just like what Facebook has been doing all this time. And if they're willing to throw some of us under the bus to do it, then so be it for them. The powers that be in YouTube, they continue to show their true colors and where their true allegiances lie, and it's not with us. There is but a sliver of hope, though. The FTC is willing to hear us out. I think up until January, you can submit a comment. If you open the description box, I provided the link below, and I also provided a pre-written comment. And all you have to do there is just where you see the X's in the text, just fill in how many years you've been on YouTube. And then in the second set of X's, you can just put in some of your favorite channels. And, of course, feel free to add mine in there, add my channel in there. I'm just kidding, but I'm not really kidding. Then you just paste that comment into the comment box in that link, and you can submit it, and then you can practice some good old American civil disobedience. I also want to give a thanks and shout out to the channel Retro Blasting for originally setting up this whole comment and the link and all that, putting that all together, because I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted to, when I saw that, I wanted to spread the word. So that is gonna pretty much do it for this rant. I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much, and I also want to know what the rest of you guys on YouTube land think about all this Coppa YouTube madness, all this BS. Hit me up in the comments section, and of course, if you approve of the content, then by all means hit that like button and hit that subscribe and notifications button so you can stay up on my latest uploads. And until the next vid, I'm Agent O, and I'm out. Peace.